Mason Rudolph returns to the Pittsburgh Steelers, 2-year deal. I truly, not going to lie, I really do believe that there's a really good chance that Mason Rudolph could be the backup plan right now for the black and gold. Your thoughts when it happened, your thoughts on if he could actually play a game for the Steelers this season?
I mean, first and foremost, congrats to Big Ben. Don't call me a wide receiver, Skoranek. Good couple of weeks for Benny Skoranek. Got married a couple weeks ago, now signs a new contract. So
yes, sir.
Great for one of the podcast favorites. Let's put it that way. Secondly, with the entire Mason Rudolph thing, I mean, I was on here yesterday saying I would be surprised if he chose to come back to Pittsburgh as a backup. He signed for 2 years, 4.5 per. That's a backup quarterback contract. So I was very surprised whenever they inked Mason Rudolph to that deal. But you look at the lay of the land right now, and it feels like that is 100% the direction that they're heading, that they're saying, hey, right now we finally have Mason Rudolph in the building, which is a step, maybe a couple of steps above what you already had in Skylar Thompson. So, you know, the guy in the clubhouse, at the very least, is a guy that you could see starting some games in 2025, which allows them to remain patient with Aaron Rodgers and his, you know, sunset walks on the beach. But I do think that there is going to be a resolution to that in the next couple of days here, simply because, well, he's not in the darkness, so it's not a 3-day waiting period, like I said yesterday. But when I look at Mason Rudolph, I genuinely think that the Pittsburgh Steelers, after what they saw in late 2023, believe that if they bring in Mason Rudolph and all else fails, they can have Mason Rudolph as their guy. Now, do I think that is plan A? No, but I think that is a sufficient plan B as we stand today.
I agree. I'm really not upset about it. Do I think that Mason Rudolph is as good as Russell Wilson? No, I don't. I mean, I think that's really hard to argue, to say, oh, Mason could do just what Russ did. No, he cannot. Russell Wilson's a 10-time Pro Bowler, a 9 and an asterisk Pro Bowler, a Super Bowl winning quarterback, a guy who's done this and been there and been good throughout his entire career. Like, that'd be like saying, oh, Aaron Rodgers is washed, but Mason Rudolph's better. No, he's not, you know? But again, at this point, this is where the Steelers need to be, I guess, when it comes to quarterback. Just throw darts. Just keep throwing darts. Something's going to hit. You know, you're going to get something. They've been trying to throw those darts, and I think they've been getting progressively better. Like, I think they fell off right now where they are currently, but you started with Kenny or with Mitch Trubisky. It was a dart. Wasn't a good dart, but it was a dart. Kenny got a little bit better. Decent dart. Not a good dart. Decent dart. Justin Fields, good dart. Good dart. Got a good dart on that one. Russell Wilson, not a terrible dart. You know, Aaron Rodgers might not be a terrible dart. Mason Rudolph, not a real good dart, but throw him against the wall. Just keep doing that. And the Steelers have to figure out their quarterback plan that way, because this is not we're going to solve it. You know, there is no plan to figure this thing out. The Steelers are officially in quarterback hell, which many teams get to. A lot of teams get to quarterback hell. Most of them go through it, and the Steelers are there. They tried and it didn't work. And now they're going to try again with Aaron Rodgers. But even if Aaron Rodgers works, it's a 1-year plan. That is all this is a 1-year. Can we really, really pull this thing off plan? Nothing more than that. After that, there is no plan. There is no backup. There is no future. There is no nothing. The Steelers are in quarterback hell. How do you get out of quarterback hell? Well, if you don't have the first pick in the draft, which I think the Steelers have some understanding that with the way this offseason worked, they might have a shot at a quarterback at 5, 6, 7, somewhere in that range next year. Because, I mean, if you really look at it, the Steelers added a 3rd-round pick next year. They added a 4th, a 5th, and 2 6th. They'll have their 1st-round pick. There'll be 5, 6 quarterbacks in the 1st round next year. And there's like almost no chance they're going to be picking later than 21, 22 again. You can move up to 5 with a boatload of picks. You know, you're going to have to throw everything you can at them, but you could do it. And it's worth it if you get your franchise quarterback. This draft is not worth it. Next year's draft probably will be worth it. I think that they're looking at it like that and just saying, that's maybe our next dart. That's maybe where the dart comes after this one, after Aaron Rodgers. Maybe it's this year's draft where they go with a Tyler Shuck in the 3rd or the 4th round if he doesn't climb his way up to the 1st round, a Jalen Milroe, a Will Howard. Those guys, if they could figure it out and say, screw it, there's a dart. But that's what the Steelers are doing. Like, there's no more hardcore plan with Pittsburgh. There is none. Justin Fields was a lottery ticket that could have became a really hardcore plan. Right now, it's Mason Rudolph, maybe, because we just have to get through the year. We got to get through this year and give ourselves an opportunity to win, but you got to get through this year. And then next year we could try again. That's where they are, which is a tough place to be. But I also think that as this has gone by, and Aaron, who has spent 3 days really, really contemplating life and football and the decision, has allowed us to really contemplate the Steelers quarterback situation and how brutal it is compared to, well, how okay we all kind of became with it. How we were just like, this is gonna, there's options. This could work out. And then after, we went into our own darkness retreat here and we came out the other side still without a quarterback, but with an understanding that, all right, it's just time to try. It's time to just keep throwing darts against the wall and figure it out.